Hey, welcome to Daily Bravo Drama. In this video, we will be talking about Dorit's house facing a foreclosure auction in just 5 days, the massive summer house fallout with West Wilson, Michaela Matthews, and Taylor Frankie Paul going to absolute war online, and so much more.
We'll cover everything coming up in this audio.
Hey, this is Delilah.
Hey, this is Fahid.
Welcome to Reality TV Audio Podcast, where we break down the latest in reality TV every day.
Yeah. And we have gone through like a massive stack of articles and updates today. I mean, the whole mission of this deep dive is just to get you completely caught up on the reality TV landscape without, that total info overload.
Right, exactly. We are literally just here to deliver the facts straight from the articles, give a quick opinion, and keep it moving.
So no moral lessons or overarching conclusions today, just the news.
Straight up facts. And we are starting with the most viral, heavy-hitting news right now, where real-life financial and legal stakes are just bleeding straight into the public eye.
Oh, this first story is intense.
It really is. Starting with the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So Dorit Kemsley's $6.5 million Encino home is facing a foreclosure auction on May 20th.
Which is just wild.
Yeah, and this is the property where she lives with her 2 children, Jagger and Phoenix. The reported details are so incredibly tense right now.
They really are.
Yeah.
I mean, attorney Ronald Richards actually shared documents revealing that the house is owned under a company called Adlon Road LLC.
Right.
And the Franchise Tax Board has basically suspended that LLC.
And obviously, since her split from PK back in May 2024, there has been this highly publicized fight over who is actually supposed to be paying the bills.
Yeah, like he claims she is spending on luxury items instead of the mortgage, and she accuses him of just flat out failing to pay.
It sounds like a staggering legal checkmate scenario unfolding in real time.
It really is. I mean, to understand how precarious this is, you kind of have to look at the mechanics of property ownership in California.
Okay, break that down for us.
So many high net worth individuals put their homes in an LLC for like privacy and liability protection. But if you fail to pay your state franchise taxes or file the required paperwork, the state just suspends your LLC's corporate powers.
Oh, wait, okay, so if a suspended LLC is effectively paralyzed, it's like driving with a revoked license, how does someone even navigate a $6.5 million property issue without the legal right to act?
That is the exact snare she's caught in right now.
Because, I mean, she is earning a substantial Bravo paycheck. Can that income even be legally funneled into a suspended company to save the house, or is she just completely trapped?
She is basically trapped. Normally, if you were staring down a foreclosure clock that is only 5 days away, a property owner would just file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy.
Right, because that automatically halts the foreclosure process.
Exactly. It gives you breathing room to get caught up. But because the company is suspended, it legally cannot act. It literally cannot file that bankruptcy paperwork.
Oh, wow. So they can even hit the pause button.
No, they can't. And furthermore, the second lender hasn't moved the sale date at all, and they are reportedly refusing to sell the note at a discount.
I mean, it's like being trapped in a vehicle heading toward a cliff, but you legally aren't allowed to unbuckle your own seatbelt to jump out.
That is exactly what it feels like.
Having to navigate an auction block on your family home while cameras might be picking back up is an unimaginably stressful situation for anyone.
Absolutely.
And, that loss of control over your own assets is kind of a recurring theme today because we are seeing a really similar financial dispute bubbling up on the Real Housewives of Rhode Island.
Oh, the Alicia Carmody situation.
Yes. Alicia posted some very cryptic, quickly deleted Instagram stories that have fans convinced she is leaving her longtime boyfriend, Billy Kitselis.
And those deleted posts, they bypassed any traditional PR strategy and went straight for the jugular.
They really did. She basically asked her followers, framing it as, asking for a friend.
Always a classic move.
Right. She asked if it is okay for a spouse to take your money to pay bills without asking, to the point where you literally never see your own check.
Yeah, and she also asked if it was normal for someone to use your face and story for a business without you seeing a single dollar from it.
Which is so messy. Fans immediately pointed to their decade-long history, noting that she has lived in a common-law state with him for 10 years.
And for those following the legal mechanics of that, a common-law marriage can essentially grant a partner the same legal rights as a formerly married spouse regarding, like, the division of assets acquired during the relationship.
Which makes this a huge deal. I mean, she has previously mentioned on Watch What Happens Live that she hates having to ask him for cash to keep in the house.
Especially after he intentionally left her name off the deed to their home.
Right, and that is where the psychological toll of financial control really intersects with reality television.
Definitely. Behind the scenes, the lack of financial autonomy can just quietly erode a partnership.
Yeah. When one person controls the physical assets and the other provides the on-camera image value without direct compensation, the imbalance creates intense resentment.
Until it inevitably erupts in a public forum, like an Instagram story.
Exactly. And speaking of public forums, that is where the most severe conflicts are playing out this week, specifically with the secret lives of Mormon wives.
Oh man, the comment sections are on fire.
They really are. Michaela Matthews and Taylor Frankie Paul are engaged in just an absolute unfiltered feud right now.
Yeah, according to the reporting, Michaela stated she is straight up disgusted and heavily hinted she won't film with Taylor anymore.
And this was triggered after Taylor reposted a video defending Dakota Mortensen, right, who is currently facing SA allegations.
Right. And just to stick strictly to the facts reported in the articles here, we're just reporting what's out there.
Of course.
The video Taylor reposted basically questioned how Michaela could advocate for childhood SA victims while staying with her husband.
And Michaela responded by stating she was sick to her stomach, pointing out that instead of apologizing, Taylor actually doubled down on the defense.
But Taylor clapped back with a really scathing post of her own. She pointed out that Michaela is fully supporting a man who, according to Taylor's claims, hurt her.
Yeah, Taylor detailed in her post that she was love-bombed, manipulated, threatened, physically hurt, and even had Child Protective Services called on her by Dakota.
It's incredibly dark. Taylor did acknowledge that she admitted in court she wasn't fully innocent in their toxic dynamic, but she absolutely refused to apologize to Michaela.
Yeah, she literally told her she can go kick rocks.
It's wild. Yeah. Both sides are trading incredibly severe traumatic allegations.
And what is notable from an industry perspective is just how these cast members are weaponizing Instagram comments to litigate these claims.
Right, rather than issuing formal PR statements or, waiting for the reunion to hash it out.
Exactly. It leaves a permanent, highly visible digital footprint that honestly fractures the cast dynamic beyond repair.
It is an undeniably messy public feud for everyone involved.
Yeah, reading through those raw comments is intense. And honestly, the speed at which real-life allegations are bypassing the cameras right now is just head-spinning.
Totally.
Which kind of brings us straight to the docu-soap world, specifically the scandal web currently wrapping around the cast of Summer House.
It is a sprawling web at this point. Jesse Solomon recently addressed the claims made at the reunion that West Wilson has had a, quote, secret girlfriend since February 2025.
Oh, right. Jesse went on Radio Andy and openly admitted he feels completely lied to by West.
Yeah, he thought there was a baseline understanding between them, and clearly that transparency just didn't exist.
And then there is the rumor brought up by Sierra Miller that West actually slept with Real Housewives of New Jersey star Jen Fessler.
I mean, my jaw dropped at that one.
This rumor got linked back to a previous Watch What Happens Live appearance where West casually bragged about sleeping with a woman in her high 50s. Right. And Jesse claimed he doesn't know who West was talking about or if the rumor is true, but he did emphasize he is trying to support West and Amanda Batula from a mental health perspective.
Even though he acknowledged what they did was wrong.
The hits just keep coming for West, though, because KJ Dillard slammed him online for a blatant bro code violation.
Oh yeah, the snow party episode.
Exactly. During the snow party episode, West hit on KJ's girlfriend, Dara Leviton. He told her she had the hottest outfit in a bikini and fur coat.
And KJ posted that true friends would never hit on his girl behind his back.
But we did see some PR crisis management from West here, right?
We did. Yeah. He sent KJ a pretty lengthy apology text, which KJ then just shared publicly.
As you do in reality TV.
Obviously. West apologized, said he had lost touch with how much hurt there was, checked in on KJ's mental health, and offered to get lunch or hop on a phone call to heal things whenever KJ was ready.
Meanwhile, the actual epicenter of the drama, the Scamanda scandal involving Lindsay Hubbard and Amanda Batula, is still unfolding.
Yet Lindsay recently stated she and Amanda are trying to figure out a time to meet up to discuss the exact timeline of Amanda hiding West's relationship status.
Lindsay said she feels she owes it to their 10-year friendship to at least hear Amanda out.
Which makes sense.
But, like, think about your own group chats for a second. If you hid a major secret from your best friend of 10 years just to protect a new guy in the friend group, how would that play out?
Not well.
Not well at all. Now imagine having to justify it to millions of viewers.
It really highlights the ultimate paradox of modern reality television. Like, in real life, holding a friend's secret is the very definition of loyalty.
Right.
But in the ecosystem of a docusoap, the audience demands complete transparency. So if you withhold information, you are breaking the implicit contract with the viewer.
Which means keeping a secret off camera becomes a betrayal of the show itself. That's why Lindsay is viewing Amanda's silence as an attack on the group dynamic.
It forces these stars to choose between being a good friend or a good cast member.
It really does. But before we leave Summer House, we do have some genuinely happy news.
We need some happy news.
Summer House alum Danielle Oliveira announced she is pregnant.
Yay.
She posted that baby Heavy is on the way with her boyfriend, Eowyn Heavy.
And they're currently starring in the spinoff In the City, which premieres on May 19th.
It is so refreshing to see some actual joy mixed in with all the reunion fallout.
For sure. But hey, before we get into the massive network announcements, we have to give a quick shout out to one of our listeners.
Yes. A huge shout out to Sarah from Chicago, who actually asked us to cover the Summer House drama today, so we really hope this caught you up, Sarah.
And we also have a quick fun fact to keep the energy high before we dive into the next block.
Let's hear it.
Did you know that BravoCon is officially shifting to an every other year schedule? It's just such a massive logistical undertaking that we are going to start seeing these regional fan fests pop up in the off years just to keep the fan momentum going.
Which is honestly a smart move. And that brings us to the actual business of reality TV, like who is getting hired, fired, or getting their own spinoff.
Yeah, Bravo officially confirmed that BravoCon will return in 2027.
But to hold fans over, Bravo Fan Fest is moving to Charleston this year on October 24th.
With Watch What Happens Live taping back-to-back episodes on October 22nd and 23rd at the North Charleston Performing Arts Center.
Okay, looking at casting shakeups, the Vanderpump universe is expanding again.
Lisa Vanderpump is getting a new limited series called Vanderpump Rules, Lisa Las Vegas,
which will follow the creation and opening of her newest namesake hotel on the Strip.
Meanwhile, Stassi Schroeder revealed she actually turned down a role on the Vanderpump Rules Season 12 reboot.
Wow. Instead, she is launching House of Stassi on Freeform this summer, following her family and her repaired friendship with Katie Maloney.
But she also noted she can't reunite on camera with Kristen Dout yet because of NBC Universal exclusivity rules.
See, I want to pause on that. How do those exclusivity contracts actually work? Because it seems wild that two real-life friends can't film together just because they are on different networks.
I mean, those contracts act as golden handcuffs for the talent. Networks invest really heavily in building a reality star's public profile.
Right, they spend millions promoting them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So to protect that investment, they write strict exclusivity clauses, preventing the talent from appearing on rival networks or streaming services.
Mm-hmm.
It is basically a strategic moat around their intellectual property.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So even though Stassi and Kristen have repaired their real-life friendship, NBC Universal restricts Kristen from crossing over to Freeform to help Stassi monetize that storyline.
Exactly. It's strictly business.
Moving over to the East Coast, we have updates on the Real Housewives of Potomac. There was this rampant rumor that Wendy Osefo stopped filming after Giselle Bryant allegedly caught her in a lie.
But according to the sources in the articles, that is completely false.
Yeah.
Wendy is still actively filming.
We also have confirmation that Monique Samuels and Robin Dixon are officially returning to the show,
while Kiana Stewart and Angel Massey are out for season 11.
There is also some intriguing casting in the Bravo Nepo Baby series, Next Gen NYC. Brooke Shields' daughter, Rowan Hinchey, is officially joining the cast for season 2.
But the most disruptive casting news might actually be over at Netflix's Selling Sunset.
Oh my gosh, yes. Heather Rae El Moussa and Christine Quinn are both confirmed to return for season 10.
And Heather immediately posted an Instagram montage firing back at an old interview where Christine called her a snooze fest.
I mean, when a network brings back a highly polarizing former villain like Christine, doesn't that immediately change the psychological gameplay for the rest of the cast who thought they were safe?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It operates as a calculated disruption by the producers. The existing cast members can no longer rely on the comfortable alliances they built in her absence.
Right, they suddenly have to band together just to survive the season.
Exactly. It forces everyone out of their comfort zones, fundamentally changes the power dynamics, and honestly, immediately guarantees high-conflict television.
Because the baseline level of trust is completely shattered from episode 1.
100%.
Now, let's look at how these stars navigate deeply personal struggles when the cameras are right in their faces. Starting with the Valley.
Yeah, Nia and Danny Bucco had a very raw admission on their podcast.
Danny shared that at one point recently, one of them literally said their marriage really sucked.
Danny explained that resentment was building, and he felt he had to put his foot down. He shared this philosophy that men need to feel respected and women need to feel loved.
Right. And he argued that if a woman doesn't feel loved, she won't show respect. And if a man doesn't feel respected, he won't show love.
Which just creates a really negative cycle. He emphasized having to push past pride to break that cycle, whether or not you feel the other person deserves it in that exact moment.
It's a very candid look at the pressure cooker of reality TV on a marriage with 4 young kids.
It really is.
We also have some truly heartbreaking news from the Real Housewives of Orange County. Shannon Beador announced that her beloved 10-year-old golden retriever, Archie, has passed away.
After a battle with brain cancer. Archie was such a beloved part of her life and the show.
I know, he even won a Best Appearance award at BravoCon.
He did. And Shannon shared that her new dog, Troy, continues to look for his big brother around the house, which is just devastating.
It is so sad. But it was notable that she received an outpouring of support in the comments from her co-stars, including Tamara Judge, Heather Dubrow, Jennifer Pedranti, and Gina Kirschenheiter.
It is really refreshing to see the petty grievances just drop away in moments of real grief.
Absolutely. But speaking of the petty drama, Dolores Catania was serving it up regarding the Real Housewives of Rhode Island.
Oh yeah, she joked on a podcast that Rula Pontarelli caught the, quote, mistress virus.
Right. To avoid going on the cast trip, right after Joelle and Tiberi brought up a video allegedly showing Rula's husband kissing his mistress.
Dolores also admitted she feels a bit unsteady going into the new season of RHONJ, with 6 entirely new girls joining the cast.
Which, if we look at the producer math here, 6 new cast members isn't just a social threat, it's a direct threat to a veteran's screen time and paycheck, isn't it?
Oh, it is entirely a financial calculation. Cast members are often paid per episode they appear in, or their contracts guarantee a minimum number of episodes based on available screen time.
Right.
So when production injects 6 newcomers who are super eager to make a name for themselves, the pie is sliced much thinner.
So a veteran cast member suddenly has to fight twice as hard just to ensure their personal storyline makes the final edit.
Exactly, which creates an incredibly volatile working environment.
We also saw some fun crossover moments in the Bravo universe. RHOSLC's DJ Meredith Marks flew to Charleston to do a back-to-back set on Southern hospitality for Michaels Peña's magazine launch party.
Which was for So.Gay magazine. And then Brooks Nader was teasing season 2 of her Hulu show, Love Thy Nader.
Yeah, she warned fans to buckle up, revealing that during filming they dealt with an ambulance being called and a hospitalization.
Which perfectly sets the stage for the intense, highly structured world of competition reality TV and tell-all reunions.
Let's get into it, starting with Survivor 50.
Yeah, there was a surprising exit this week. Siri Fields, largely considered one of the greatest players to never win the game, was voted out in the final 6.
And she officially confirmed in her exit press that she is retiring from Survivor.
Meanwhile, Jeff Probst had to step up and defend the show against criticisms from former player Angelina Keeley.
Right. Angelina was upset about the amount of screen time country star Zach Brown got during his cameo on the island.
But Probst basically stated he trusts what the production team is doing and completely dismissed the complaints.
The tension isn't over for Survivor 50, though. Rick Devens, who was also eliminated, is already predicting serious friction at the live reunion.
Yeah, he specifically stated in an interview that he wants to avoid Jenna Lewis-Doherty, claiming she trolled him all season and name-called him in the press.
The reality competition world is getting even smaller, too. The cast for Season 4 of The Traitors Canada leaked online, and it is a wild mix.
Rumored names include Justin Bieber's dad, Jeremy Bieber,
and Ronnie Stevenson from the very old-school Real Housewives of Vancouver.
It just highlights how these competition shows cast a remarkably wide net for recognizable names.
Totally. On the Dancing with the Stars front, fan favorite pro Mark Ballas told the press he is not sure if he's returning for season 35.
Because he is currently busy judging the spinoff, The Next Pro, and just finished a run on Broadway in Chicago.
Right. He said he will decide by the fall, but is taking a beat for now.
And finally, a significant update for the 90-Day universe. Ross Matthews is stepping in to host the Season 5 tell-all for 90 Day The Single Life.
He is promising that the two-part special will leave Jaws on the floor with, quote, updates galore.
Yeah, he claims he pushed for accountability and left no stone unturned.
I actually want to circle back to the traders casting old housewives and veterans from other franchises. It seems like being a reality star is no longer tied to one specific show, but is now this specialized, transferable skill set.
Yeah.
Almost like being a professional athlete who can be traded to different teams.
That is the modern reality of the industry, honestly. Like a decade ago, your television identity was tied exclusively to one docusoap.
Right. You were just a housewife or just a Survivor player.
Exactly. Today, networks recognize that navigating complex alliance building, anticipating producer cues, and delivering a crisp, engaging soundbite in a confessional are highly developed skills.
Wow, that is so true.
So when a show like The Traders hires an experienced reality veteran, they're bringing in a free agent who understands the assignment from day one, requiring zero on-the-job training.
It is a completely different landscape now, which actually brings us to our final thought for you to ponder based on today's massive news dump.
Let's hear it.
With so many stars, from Stassi refusing to film with Kristen due to contracts, to Siri setting boundaries and officially retiring from Survivor, are we entering an era where reality stars finally have more power than the networks that created them?
That is a really compelling shift in the industry power dynamic,
Yeah.
and definitely something to keep an eye on as these franchise veterans continue to negotiate their worth.
Absolutely. And you won't want to miss our next deep dive. We've got a massive, unconfirmed story about a secret audio leak that could permanently pause one of your favorite Bravo franchises. Make sure you're tuned in for that.
Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive.
Until next time, remember that the Daily Bravo drama is always a roller coaster, but we'll always be here to help you ride it out. Catch you later.